All right, everyone. Thanks for waking up with Wesley. I'm Senior Meteorologist Wesley Williams here with your digital desk update on this Wednesday, freezing Wednesday, January 8th, 2025. So if you've been out this morning, it's easy to tell that it's winter and no guessing about it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And hopefully you are finding a way to keep cool. We are going to cover one more freeze that's on the way heading into tonight. And then our attention is going to change to a southern winter storm. And we're tracking the latest on that because we're going to see kind of the rainy side of it, but some of our neighbors to the north could get in on the snow and ice, especially in places near North Mississippi. So let's get right to the information as we start off this morning. And one thing I want to note is this is our time lapse, which, by the way, if you were watching during Good Morning Mississippi, we featured an amazing sunrise earlier this morning. This is that time lapse. I'm going to roll it, but notice that even though it started pretty, the clouds rolled in later. So it was nice to have those colors in the sky while they lasted, but now we've been dealing with some clouds. But don't worry, don't let the clouds get you down. There is sunshine to be had as we go through the rest of the day. We'll get some of those clouds to clear out. Now, we have been under a cold weather advisory this entire morning because we've been seeing wind chills in the lower 20s. So that's really very cold for South Mississippi, not something we're used to seeing all the time. But this is a look at those wind chill numbers, and I'll make this a little bit bigger on your screen so that you can see the extent of some of these numbers there. Let's blow that. There you go. You can see the extent of some of these numbers. Places like Wiggins have a wind chill very close to 22 degrees this morning. Places like Gulfport down to 23, Biloxi 24. We're down to 21 near Stennis, 22 Bay Waveland Yacht Club. You got a 22 on the Mississippi-Alabama line. So look, these are numbers that you definitely are going to notice as you step out the door. And some of you have been taking some creative pictures. Not only do we have wind chills in the 20s, but we've got temperatures below freezing. And I'm going to share some of these pictures from our gallery. This is our gallery that you can find in our weather app or on our website, WLOX.com. And you can see this picture here from Renee. We're going to blow this up a little bit bigger on the screen. This is from the Kill. And let's see if we can get that larger on the screen there for you. So there you can see a pretty incredible view. What this is a tree that somebody threw water on during freezing temperatures, and you managed to get all of those pretty little icicles that developed from the water dripping off of the tree during freezing temperatures. So that was always a cool little winter wonderland type thing to see. Looks like we had some pictures of ice in Hurley. I'm not sure if this is going to open for me. Let's see. Here's a picture of ice in Hurley from a viewer, as you can see there. Pretty cool stuff. Wow, we can get really close in on this one. Just look at those icicles. That is a frozen leaf if I've ever seen one. My goodness. Let's see, maybe one more picture. I don't know. There's one. I remember showing this one yesterday on my Facebook. Out of Ocean Springs, you can see a bird bath or some type of water fountain feature that got frozen over, and you can see all the icicles. I know she sent us two pictures, so you can even see this more zoomed in view, which has the icicles very in plain view there. Just the ice crystals, rather, in plain view. So, look, that's what can happen when you get the temperatures to be as cold as they have been. And thank you so much to our viewers for sending in those pictures. So let's get back to the forecast and talk about how we're going to go from dry today with a high of about 50 to cold tonight with lows in the freezing 20s. So that's why a freeze warning is in place. You can see that freeze warning expands across the entire Mississippi coast. Officially, Jackson, Harrison, and Hancock counties included in that warning, at least as of 8:42 a.m. Wednesday. We'll see, maybe it gets expanded to include more areas. But regardless of that freeze warning, I'm here to warn you about these temperatures. You can see temperatures that will at least hit 32 degrees tonight. but probably could go into the 20s. I think some places could go as cold as 25 or 24. That would be cold enough to burst pipes. And some of you, maybe you've been, kind of getting by scot-free here the last few mornings of freezes with no pipe issues. But I think tonight into Thursday morning, this is the freeze that could be like the big one, that could be a bit worse than some of the ones we've seen in recent days, because we're going to have pretty optimal freezing conditions with clear skies, calm winds, and a high pressure system located basically directly overhead. So the good news is that even though it could be the worst one, at least it's the last one. After Thursday morning, you don't see any more rounds of freezing 20s. There's Thursday morning's 20s, maybe 28, or like you saw, could be down to 25, 24. But then there's no more 20s as we go beyond Thursday morning into the rest of the mornings. So now we're going to shift gears and talk about wet weather and how we get to Thursday night, 70% chance of rain, Friday, 80% chance of rain. So it is going to kind of turn around our weather pattern here as we get closer to the weekend and we get a round of wet weather. So let me break it down for you here. As we get to the next 3 days, we're going to pick up 1 to 2 inches of rain based on the current estimations. And I think that will be primarily for places that are right here in our 6 southernmost counties. There could be some places right along the coast that pick up some higher totals. So we're watching for the potential for flooding as well. Our forecast into the next 3 days shows today and tonight will be rain-free. Thursday and Thursday night, well, Thursday during the day it's probably going to be dry, but then Thursday night we begin to see those showers. And then after midnight Thursday night, also known as Friday, that's when we get into the widespread rain in which, those totals could be in the 1 to 2 inch range with some isolated higher amounts here in our 6 southernmost counties. But at least all we have to worry about is rain. We don't have to worry about ice like some parts of Mississippi do. This is kind of 4 different computer models. We'll make this a bit bigger on your screen. 4 different computer models asking the question, where will there be ice and how much ice will accumulate through Friday night? And you've got a variety of scenarios, but you'll notice 2 of those scenarios show places like Oxford picking up about 1/10 of an inch of ice accumulation, which could cause slippery roads in portions of northern Mississippi for travel on Friday. And then that's just the ice. What about the snow? Well, this is a look at 4 different computer models asking the question, will there be snow? Where will it be? And how much will accumulate through Friday night? And you can see that Oxford could be one of those spots. All 4 models show some snow in North Mississippi. It just depends on how much will it be. Will it be around 2 inches, around 4.5, just over 5, or will it be over 7 inches of snow in places like Oxford? So that's something that, again, is going to be dependent on exactly how the track of that system goes. But either way, it looks like a soggy situation across the south and a snowy one in North Mississippi as we track this southern winter storm. The location of that southern winter storm on Thursday morning, well, Thursday midday, will be over Texas. So we're still dry here in Mississippi, but Texas starting to see that mix of snow in Dallas and ice in Dallas and some rain in Houston. But then as we get to Thursday evening and Thursday night, some of that rain begins to spread into Louisiana from Texas. And you'll also notice some of the snow beginning to spread into portions of North Mississippi by the time we get to Friday morning as well. So Friday morning could be a winter wonderland in places near Memphis, Tennessee, in places near Oxford and Starkville, Mississippi. And I can't wait to see the MDOT cams when we join you on Good Morning Mississippi Friday edition. We'll be checking those MDOT cams like a hawk to get those snowiest views for you to show you what the weather's going to be doing in the northern part of our state. Meanwhile, of course, we'll be trying to focus on our own weather, in which we'll be seeing some rainy weather down here on the coast. And some of that rain could be on the heavy side here in South Mississippi. You can see those yellow, orange, and red colors indicating intense downpours at times in the southern part of our state. However, this is expected to clear out by the time we go to Friday night, and that will allow for clearer conditions just in time for the weekend. But this is what we are watching, a southern winter storm developing across our region, and it will bring impacts to our entire state. But the snow ice impacts are expected to be focused in the northern areas of Mississippi. Meanwhile, currently we're just expecting rain, no snow ice, but just rain here in South Mississippi. And the rain will impact most areas and could be heavy enough that we can't completely rule out flooding. But if you have travel in the northern part of the state, that's where you want to keep an eye out for disruptions to travel. We actually have a more zoomed in futurecast. I want to pull that one up to kind of walk you through the next 3 days here in South Mississippi. So this is a look at today. We have some clouds this morning, but those will clear as we go to the afternoon. And it's dry for your Wednesday. Now tomorrow, I don't have a 0% rain chance. I actually have about a 20 or 30% rain chance in case some of the clouds that we see moving in during Thursday afternoon might carry a stray little shower. But for the most part, most of Thursday's rain is probably going to wait until after nightfall, and then we get those Thursday night showers. As you can see, as we take a tighter look at this, these showers will be spreading in from the west and could create a pretty damp drive for Friday morning. So if you have a Friday morning drive to work or school, it looks like there could be some downpours in a few places that could lead to some travel disruptions locally just because of rain. Will it be the kind of stuff that they are seeing in the northern part of the state? No. Again, they are in for winter wonderland near Oxford, near Tupelo on Friday morning. Maybe some ice causing glaze on the roads and slippery roads in Starkville Friday morning. But down here in South Mississippi, just rain, no snow ice. And this continues Friday morning, but then by Friday afternoon, we are expecting to see things kind of quiet down. The rain begins to decrease for your Friday night plans. So if you have some plans to head out and paint the town red Friday night, don't be discouraged. Even though it will be wet during the day, I think we could sneak in a few dry hours Friday night before we get to the weekend. As we take a look at the winter storm impacts map, I showed this during our travel segment this morning on Good Morning Mississippi. This helps to give you an idea of the magnitude of impacts to travel and to livelihood from this winter storm. So for Wednesday and Wednesday night, the impacts will be focused over Texas and New Mexico. But if we click Thursday, we can see those impacts will be focused over portions of Arkansas and into North Mississippi by Thursday night. And then if we click Friday, that's the day in which we'll see the highest magnitude of impacts in the Magnolia State. And we can zoom in a bit tighter on that and click Friday one more time to show you, again, those areas, anywhere you see orange and red, that indicates moderate to major disruptions to travel. So if you have travel plans on Friday to Meridian, to Starkville, Tupelo, Oxford, Greenville, maybe even parts of Jackson, you want to watch the weather closely because you could run into some significant travel disruptions. There's actually already some winter weather alerts coming out. There's a winter storm warning for Dallas and Little Rock. There's a winter storm watch for Oxford and Starkville, and these alerts might get changed or upgraded as we go through time. The watch could get upgraded to a warning for Oxford and Starkville, so something that they will be watching. You'll note there are no winter weather alerts for us on the coast, so we are not expecting any snow ice here. So that's mainly what we're covering here in the First Alert Weather Center for you this Wednesday, January 8th, 2025. Hopefully you are now better informed on what to expect weather-wise here as we get through your Wednesday and get closer to wet weather heading into Friday. But at least the weekend will be dry, and at least there's no more 20s expected once we get past Thursday morning. Well, I hope that you stay warm today and stay as dry as you can heading into Friday. I've been Senior Meteorologist Wesley Williams. Thanks for waking up with Wesley today. We'll catch you on the next one. Take care, everyone.